What's going on, YouTube? It's the Green Shiz here. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great week. I'm doing a first thing I've ever done before. This is the first. I'm submitting cards to the Black Tie Committee. Now, you might ask, who is that? That is SGC. SGC creates these black slabs, essentially. They're ginormous. They're bigger than BGS width-wise, not thickness-wise. But I'm sending 4 cards to SGC. These are the cards I pulled out of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Vintage boxes up here. Dark Magician Girl, Gatling Dragon, Chaos Command Magician. It's another card. So I'm submitting it to them. $30 a card, which isn't bad, but it's 40 to 50 business days. So we're talking all of 2 months, which kind of stinks. Probably 3 months at this rate. Probably 3 months, but I think these cards look really clean inside of SGC slabs, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I wanted to try them out to see how their grading scale works compared to CGC and PSA, because I kind of want to see, like, this type of card. Could I maybe reholder this? Is there a chance maybe they're a little more lenient for a 9.5 or something? Because SGC is very credible. If you don't know who they are, they were the grading company for CGC before CGC created their own grading company. Obviously, they parted ways with SGC a while back, and they weren't grading cards at all, basically, for some time, and then they reincorporated and made their own grading company and don't produce 10s, which they don't produce 10s for comic books, basically. The 10 is like the epitome grade where you never see it, even for comic books, unless it's ultra modern. So, which is usually the case you see for grading Pokemon there. So I'm really trying to see how they would do with something maybe along these lines. This card is perfect on the back, has a little, it's off center, has print lines. So the print lines and off centering is giving this a 9. No, I don't think there's ever a chance of getting a 9.5 at CGC. I think this is an 8 or maybe a 9 at PSA. So I don't know. I'm really trying to see how can I optimize my grades. That's what I'm always trying to do, which is what I just did with the BGS submission. I did the CGC, BGS, PSA, Express submissions, all 3 of them. I'm literally just trying to optimize my profits. I'm sending cards to PSA that I knew would get 9s, had a chance at 10s. And I'm sending cards to CGC that I know won't get 10s. Like, I knew this Yugioh wouldn't get a 10. I knew that Shadowless Charizard wouldn't get a 10. So knowing they're not getting 10s, CGC is a lot more lenient, and I've proved it time and time again in my other videos, cracking PSA slabs and resubmitting. So I know I have a much better chance of getting an 8.5 or a 9 through CGC than I did to get that with PSA or BGS. Well, BGS is similar, but that costs way too much. It's $60 for Express at CGC versus $150 through a middleman at BGS right now. So I'm just looking at another option here with SGC for the first time, to get somebody else to looked at. Obviously, there's tons and tons of grading companies. SGC, as far as it goes, is like the next in line for credibility, as far as that I'm concerned. And they do tons of sports cards, tons of Yu-Gi-Oh, handful of Pokemon. I really, really wish CGC did Yu-Gi-Oh, but that's going to be some time, I think. It's going to be some time. Speaking of CGC, I think I might have found a CGC 10 amazing rare Kyogre. So I've graded like 20 of these. Got like 5 9.5s. Centering is, I'm hoping this would get like a 9.5 centering and the rest would be 10s. But the centering you can see is pretty solid. These are terrible for centering. Like maybe 1 in 20 will have a decent centering that could fetch like a 10. But there is no white and anything on the back of this, so I'm just gonna hem and haw and think about it. But I really want to send this CGC Express just to try it out, see what's going on. So that could be coming up here soon. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it will, because I recently submitted the Zapdos, Galarian Zapdos from Chilling Rain. I got an 8.5 pack fresh. That was pretty rough, so I would not want to recreate that situation. If I sent this in and this got an 8.5, this is, I could almost guarantee, I could literally guarantee this is a PSA 10. I know for a fact this card is a PSA 10 based on the condition. 100 lock, stock, and barrel. That thing is, there's no way that doesn't get a PSA 10. This should have a really good chance at a BGS 9.5 and a 10 in my eyes, but BGS just wrecked me as well. I got really high grades. For those of you who didn't check it out, go check out that video, my recent returns. All my BGS cards came back 9.5s except one, and all the 9.5s were really good 9.5s. So, I don't know, a little bit of speculation on those guys, but they probably lost me for business for a while. So I'll just, might as well just stick with CGC at this point. CGC and PSA are probably my two go-tos, which is maybe why SGC might get involved here. Might be a third option. I definitely need to send them some Pokemon cards to kind of get a feel for that, because these Yu-Gi-Oh cards are not the same. It'll give me an idea of their leniency, but it definitely, Yu-Gi-Oh cards are not the same as Pokemon. They have sharper corners, they're smaller, it's tougher to see edges. Pokemon clear as day. You see edges like it's nobody's business because of the blue background. Like there's no missing whitening on these types of cards. So that'll be interesting. Also, CGC, I should tomorrow be receiving my 114 card submission back with the subgrades added to my cards. And they did confirm to me that those cards will have the exact same grades they had before. And they didn't record the subgrades when they graded them the first time. So basically, this guy is receiving these cards in a slab that has a number. So, okay, this is a CGC 6. Now, how can I make these subgrades add up to a CGC 6? That's literally what he's going to do. He's going to be like, oh, centering's a 9. Surface is a 5. That's a 9. That's an 8. I'm going to give it a 6 because you can only go one full number above the lowest. We'll call it that. So that kind of blows. I really wish they would just scrap all the previous grades and just regrade it. That would be the right thing to do. Eliminates the bias or the control. There's a control that they need to create this certain grade based on the card's conditions, and I feel like it's graded differently. I really hope they actually record subgrades, and I don't know why they would just delete them, which doesn't make sense. They say they delete subgrades when they're not paid for, but I feel like it would just go into the database. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Because I asked the guy, I was like, hey, for this card, I was like, hey, could you just tell me the subgrades you guys graded it with? Because that'll tell me if I want to regrade this. And they were like, no, we can't. We don't save the subgrades. Come again? Like what? That would be huge. Like that would be the easiest thing in the world. Like, yeah, just tell me if the subgrades are good or bad. If they're bad, I'm not going to send this back to you because that'll make the card worse. I don't want a 9 with an 8 subgrade on surface and the rest 9.5s. Like that would not do it for me. That would not do it. Anyways, that's it. That's done with my rant for today. I really looking forward to that return. Should be coming up, hopefully we'll record it tomorrow night, so it'll be the next video you see. We'll see. That's about it. I will shortly be reviewing the PWCC monthly auction because it's supposed to be going live in the next 48 hours, at least for a preview. So keep an eye on that. I'm really curious how the size of the quantity. It was like 8,000 cards the first month, and the second month it dropped down to like 5,500. So I'm hoping it takes another decline, which will help. It'll help prices, but if you're going out there trying to buy everything, obviously you might want a little more quantity. So see how it goes. See how it goes. Anyways, I'll leave y'all with that. Y'all have a good one. Peace.